Hi, Style Peeps. I had a question, a great question from a lovely lady named Jane who commented on one of the last posts. And her question was about finding your best colors. And whoo, it can be a battle. And you know what? And your colors aren't your same colors. The colors that are best for you when you're in your 20s aren't going to be the same colors that are best for you in your 30s and 40s and 50s. And as I approach 60 here, our coloring changes as our age changes. So let's talk a little bit about finding your best colors today. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm Liz Cleva from Closet Play Image, where we are all about bright ideas for your style and your wardrobe. And so yeah, Jane asked about finding your best colors and how do you do that? Well, the short answer is you hire an image and color consultant, somebody who does color analysis, like yours truly. I would love to help. But if you're looking for your colors yourself and you're trying to find out what colors make you look your best, I've got three kind of hints. So number one, look. And when I say look, I mean really look at your coloring, because we look best in colors that reflect our own coloring. What I mean by that is your coloring bright? Is your coloring soft? I would bet most of you watching this, your coloring is softer, because most of the people who watch, analytics tell me, most of the people watching my channel are older. They're not in their 20s. If you think about it, when we are reproductively, when we're in our teens and 20s, our coloring is at its most vibrant. And then as we get into our 30s and 40s and 50s, our coloring softens. That's because not only, does this gray stuff happen, but the minute that's happening, the chemistry in our body is what's causing this. And it's also causing our skin color and our eye color to change as well. So, and yes, even if you color your hair, your skin and your eyes are also still changing, even if you color your hair to something not gray. So look carefully at your coloring, particularly because as we age, our coloring softens. So think about what kind of colors looked great on you when you were in your 20s. Okay, did you look awesome in Klein blue, like a really bright, vibrant blue? Chances are you'll still look good in blue, but it's going to need to be softer so that you wear the color and it doesn't wear you. And we'll talk more about that when I get to point 2, which is listen. But it's also very, very difficult. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's incredibly difficult to look at ourselves objectively. That's why color consultants like me, we can make a living, because we can look at our clients objectively in a way that is incredibly difficult for us to look at ourselves objectively. Just incredibly difficult. But if you want to get that more objective view, a camera is a really good way to do it. Using your camera, using your phone. Clean face, no makeup. I mean, okay, you want to wear mascara? Sure, but no foundation. We're talking clean, moisturized skin. Put your camera up against your window, and then around noon, north-facing window if you're in the northern hemisphere, south-facing window if you're in the southern hemisphere. Yes, this is all very specific, and like when I do a virtual color consultation with the clients, they get that instruction, because we want natural light, but we don't want it from the wrong direction. We want it to be the right wavelength. So put your phone against the window and take a selfie and really look at the color of your skin. Does it have a warm undertone or does it have a cool undertone? Now that's tricky, because sometimes our overtone is what we see and not our undertone. And I can't educate you how to see undertone. I just can't do it here online. I mean, it takes courses to learn. So number one is look. What does your coloring look like? Is it softer? Is it more vibrant? Is your hair still very dark, but your skin is very fair? Is there less of a difference between your skin and your hair? Is your hair almost the same color as your skin, like it is for me, or for many women of African descent who have dark hair and dark skin? then there's very little difference, like mine, between hair and skin color, right? So that's called your value contrast, the difference between the lightest and the darkest parts of you, and that's going to affect how color looks on you. So, number 2, listen. Listen when you wear color. Listen to other people's comments. Because if they say, ooh, I love that color, it's probably not an amazing color for you. Because what happens is they're seeing the color before they're seeing you. Now, if they say, ooh, you are glowing, or did you just get a facial? Did you have work done? That's a lovely one. Did you had work done, right? When you are wearing your best colors, people will think you are healthy, you are happy, you had a great night last night. You're in love. I was in my late 40s and somebody said to me, oh, you glow. Are you expecting? And I just laughed. I'm like, expecting a grandchild? Yes, not expecting a child. So listen to what other people say about the colors you wear. Are they seeing the color, or are they just complimenting you on how fabulous you look? If you look fabulous, then it's a good color for you. And then 3, how do you feel in that color? This is where it gets tricky. So there's 2 pieces to color. There's the physical side. How do you look in those colors, right? But there's also a personality aspect to color. What kind of colors are you drawn to? What kind of colors do you love? What kind of colors do you hate? What color combinations do you like? Are you happy to wear lots of color or no color? Are you more bold? Are you less bold with how you play with color? Because that, how you feel in a color, is going to affect how you look as well. So what happens often is we get into color ruts or lack of color ruts, and we also get into what they're telling us. What colors do you wear in the fall? Fall colors, right? No, you wear the colors that are best for you all the year long. Spring, summer, winter, fall. I don't care what the weather is. You wear the colors that make you glow all year long. Now, that doesn't mean you can't switch it up from season to season. That doesn't mean that I don't swap things out from season to season in my wardrobe because I want to play with a slightly different color palette, because I want to feel more fall, or I want to feel more summer, or I want to feel more spring. I can do that within my color palette. And oh, darn it. Hold on just a second. Thanks, I'm back. So for example, here is my Sublime color palette. You can see that these colors are predominantly light. There are darker colors in here, but they're predominantly light. They are cool for sure. And they are a little soft. They're not super soft. There are way softer palettes. Let me grab that Serene palette, for example. So you can see this is also cool and light, but it's softer. My coloring's a little bit more clear. This coloring is a little bit softer. So what happens is when you're wearing the colors that you look amazing in, and maybe I have actually gone to Serene. Now that I'm looking at this, looks like I may have actually made that skip. And it may be time to review my wardrobe, but I'm also not wearing a good thing here to drape on. But the point is, you want to see the person before you see the clothes. So, like I said, look as objectively as you can. Listen to what other people say when you wear different colors, and then feel what colors actually feel right to you. Now, the only caveat I will throw out there is when I got my color palette, for example, and I have, maybe in another video, I'll tell you my color, what would I call it? My color nightmare, my 1980s color nightmare. There we go. But when I got this color palette, I was living in mostly black, which is a good color for people who have cool complexions, but not for people who are light. So what happened was, I looked at this color palette, and to be perfectly honest, I hated it. I hated all the colors in it. Well, except for like the dark gray and the dark charcoal and maybe kind of the brightish red and the deep purples and things. And so what happened was I didn't love these colors at all. Until I pulled the colors that I already owned, that were in my palette, and I pulled those out and I put them in the front of my closet and I started wearing them. And the compliments started coming in. Have you had work done? And then the one about whether I was pregnant, right? Because I was wearing colors and I was listening, I was wearing those colors. And as I got those compliments, I started to feel better and better in those colors. So that feeling thing, there's a couple of different components to it. It's about your instinct about color and how you like to wear color and how you like to combine color. Do you like bright colors? Do you like softer colors? Do you like to combine a bright and a soft? Part of that is about your personality. So you have a color personality and you have your physical self. And ideally, when I work with a client and we do a color consultation, we find their physical self palette and then we teach them how to play to their personality with the colors in their palette, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's a little bit about color, just kind of some tips to get you started. I know a lot of times you'll hear people talking about undertone and overtone and looking at the veins in your wrist, and I'm like, well, mine don't look blue or green, they look blue-green. That doesn't help me very much, right? So there's a lot of different things out there. You know, do you look better in silver or gold jewelry? That's one of the ones they will often tell you. And that's hard, not because we can't tell whether you look better in silver or gold jewelry, but people often have an intense bias toward one or the other. And so they automatically think they look better in the one they love, regardless, because it's what they love, right? And it's very hard to separate that from ourselves. So that's what I was talking about, the looking. It can be a challenge to separate ourselves from that. But anyway, thank you for spending some time with me today. This is YouTube. You know how it works. The algorithm loves it if you like and subscribe. I try and put out a video every Tuesday. It's been spotty. We have some family health issues that I'm really working around and trying to get better and trying to get back on track. But again, thank you for spending some time with me, because your time is valuable and any of it you spend with me is a gift. I will pop a couple of posts down below about blog posts about color and finding colors and wearing colors, things like that. Just kind of a basic color primer. Hopefully that'll help. And stay tuned, and hopefully I'll have another blog or another video. It's a video, people. Another video for you next Tuesday. Stay safe and sound, sane and stylish, and thanks.